Hey guys, I'm back. I had went over my time, so I'm going to go ahead and continue so I can get through everything. So the last thing we talked about was obtuse triangle, and with that triangle, you have one angle that measures larger than 90 degrees. Okay, so that's the big thing with that one. Okay, here on the next slide, you have everything that sums up the last three triangles that we just talked about. Okay, and so if you want to jot this information down so that if it helps you more than the actual information that was on the slide, that is perfectly fine. Okay. So you can definitely do that and pause this at any time in order to write that information down. One important excuse me thing that I want to make sure that you know is that all triangles equal 180 degrees. Okay, and so when we start using protractors soon, okay, I won't say that it's next week because we got to make sure that we get this geometry down before we move into measurement data again. But this time we're dealing with protractors. Excuse me. You're going to make sure that you understand that no matter the angle, that once you add all the angles up in that triangle, that it will equal 180 degrees. Now, if it equals above 180 or below, there's something wrong. Okay. And so that is a biggie. So make sure you definitely understand that. All right. Now, last thing I want to move on to is talking to you guys about what we call parallel lines, perpendicular lines, and intersecting lines. All right. So when we're talking about parallel lines, as you can see here, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight. Here's our parallel lines here. Okay. Sorry, I know that's not straight, but that is the whole point I'm trying to make is this is what we're talking about here. Okay. So we are our parallel lines here. And what you notice is that they run right alongside of each other. And most important thing that you want to know about parallel lines is that they never touch. They never cross. They never touch. All right. And here in the paragraph that it is actually talking about these things. And of course, it talks about our ray and our line, and we know what that looks like. We're able to identify that now, and we're also able to draw that now. So, and that was one of your I can't statements. Okay, so you're able to do that already now. But what you need to also be able to do is the same here. Identify these. Okay. So parallel lines, if you go here, it says two lines are parallel to each other when they stay the same distance apart and never cross. Boom. Remember that. These are your parallel lines. Okay, on Tuesday, I talked to you guys about that. I told you, I said, an example could be railroad tracks. An example could be those two solid lines that run through the road when we're, riding in the car. You guys are not driving, but when I'm driving, I see when you're riding with mom, dad, or grandmother, guardian, you see those lines. Okay, that's your example of parallel lines. Okay, cool. Let's move right along to talking about perpendicular lines. Please say perpendicular lines. All right, it's important to know how to say it, to articulate it very well, okay? So that when we're talking about perpendicular lines, I know what you're talking about, your colleagues or your classmates know what you're talking about as well, okay? So down here in the passage, which you guys will be reading very soon, no worries. It says two lines are perpendicular to each other when they cross to form four right angles. Oh, let's go back here. Look at this. What do we have here? We have our perpendicular lines, they cross, and they're creating 1, 2, 3, 4. They are creating 4, like it says here, 4 right angles. Does it not create those 4 right angles? It does. All right. So that is important. You want to know about perpendicular lines. Parallel lines never cross. Perpendicular lines do cross, but they form 4 right angles. Okay, and we know what right angles are. They measure what? 90 degrees. Okay, you guys are smart. Let's go. Last one, and I'm out your hair. We are going to talk about intersecting lines. Look at these intersecting lines here. Okay, look how they cross. First of all, we need to know that they cross. They do cross. Let's read what it says. 2 lines are intersecting lines when one line crosses the other, as you can see, we see it here, and they share a point. Ooh, where's that point at? You guessed it, right there. Okay, I'm going to highlight it for you. If it lets me highlight it. If not, it's okay. All right, it's not letting me. But, oh, there we go. There's the point right there. Okay, they crossed and there's a point, and we already know what a point is, do we not? All right, it shares a point. When intersecting lines cross like that, they share a point. All right, so that is very, very important for you to remember. All right, and so there we have it. We know parallel, perpendicular, and intersecting lines. We talked about triangles. And that is all I have for you. Okay, please make sure you take great notes. And I expect you guys to know this come next week. Please finish up the next activities you should have next after this. Vocabulary worksheets. You know how important vocabulary is. After that, you have a exit ticket that will be on Seesaw. Please make sure you submit that. And then, if you are done with everything, you will work on classworks. No freckle and no Zern. Classworks is very important, so let's get that done. All right, so you guys have an amazing day. Please be productive. Make sure that you took great notes, and I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.